Okay, so this week I learned to make custom characters for Unreal Engine and how to connect motion capture data to that character in Unreal Engine so that when you have your player controls, forward, left, right, back, it transitions between the motion capture animations. And I also made the beginnings to a health and mana bar, but only the beginnings. It's not reactive to anything yet. Okay, let me show you and then I'll get more in detail. Okay, so this is the custom-ish made character. I made it with Adobe Fuse, which it doesn't let you get too deep into customizing the characters. I could have brought into Blender and then spruced up in there, but for the game production I don't want to focus too much time on prettiness design until the very last game thing that I'm making for the semester. I mainly want to spend my time on mechanics of the game, learning. So I threw this guy together, and you can see he can go in every direction. And I'm going to add more animation functionality probably by next week, amongst other things. So yeah, it's a little bit of a custom character. You saw the health and mana bar there. Okay, so to make this, I basically, where is it? Those are some of the tutorials that I went through. That link. Okay, so Adobe Fuse. Adobe Fuse, you pick the face, you pick the arm, pick the torso, you customize the widths of things, you pick clothing. They're highly limited towards what they actually offer. And then you can do some additional texturing to further diversify the way things look. And then what I did was I exported to Mixamo, which Adobe also owns. Mixamo is a great resource. It's actually a free resource, even if you don't have Adobe account. So some of your students for Unity or something might find this highly useful because when you use Adobe Fuse, the characters are really well ready. Bone structure for being able to just take this mocap data pretty easily. You can bring in FBX and OBJs and stuff into Mixamo and rig it up in Mixamo, though depending on the character's typology, you may run into some issues with the character warping in really weird ways, which then you'd have to go back into Blender or Maya or something and retopologize your model. But basically you can basically change the speed of the what's going on, and position and width and all that kind of stuff. And this is a fairly big library for walking, running, some things like punching. It doesn't have everything, but it does have a lot of action-y things usually. So running, for example, why reinvent the running cycle when we have it right here? And you can, in your own programs, change it. So I had to save these out in place, not with the animation moving, to use in the game engine properly. So basically, if I was to go save, I saved without the skin, 60 frames, FBX, and none for keyframe reduction, saved it. But I also saved a T-pose, So you can save your character in the T-pose before you click on any of the movements. So say I was to reopen this, it'll, yeah, let me see. Yeah, right here is in T-pose if I reload the page, and then I can save a T-pose. So this would be with the skeleton and also the textures and all that. The rest, it's just mocap data that works well with it. Anyway, so I had to bring that to Unreal Engine. So I created a new player, dragged him in, dragged the textures in. I ran into a problem where you were seeing the back of his head, which I can probably actually just give you a quick example. Basically, in all the textures, the blend mode was set to transparent for some reason. And yeah, you can't really see it with just one done, but basically all these were set to transparent, and it was just making things look funky. So if anyone needs to know how to fix that, you just set it for opaque and hit apply. Okay. Ooh, something. Okay, just updating. Okay, so I'm trying not to make this tutorial too long, but so the character has a blueprint made for him, and this blueprint made basically tells what speed, the bottom half of the blueprint, not the top half, what speed the character's moving at and what direction and stuff, and things like that. This top half, I'm still working that for next week. The character skeleton. No, not the character skeleton. Okay, so basically, I had to make a way of mixing the animations, which these are keyframes in a blend shape, I believe. And the idle pose is here, walking left, walking right, walking backwards, and then just faster for all that kind of stuff, sprinting. So this allows it so that when you're using your mouse, it changes the direction of things in a very fluid way, and it's pretty simple. You can actually just drag in one of these animations that I got from Mixamo, and then you place it into where you want it in the blend shape, and it will play when you're in that mouse control. What else was there? Oh, okay. Milo, you want to say hi? Yeah, you say hi. Okay, maybe not. You should be sleeping. Okay. Sorry. Come on. Go to mommy. Okay. Let's see what else we had going on. Okay, so there's the blend shape. Blueprint, event graph. Okay. So basically we had to use a state machine and connect it to the output of the character pose. And basically, okay, the character is set to enter the scene. He's an idle. And I had to set it so that if the threshold went over a certain number, he would leave from idle to running, and then if that percentage changed again, he would move backward again. So I think I did that in here, which my screencasting's blocking it of my face. I'll have to change that for next video. Basically, the variable tolerances, there's some settings in here that can be changed to transition between when to follow, the arrow, pretty much. So that state machine is connected to here, essentially. And this is something that I'm adding still. So, yeah, I know this week I'm not getting into too much detail, but if someone wants to learn the stuff in detail, this is the first approximately 6 videos of, let me show you. This YouTube channel, and it's creating RPG games with Unreal Engine. Normally I would present more detail in my weekly report, but I didn't actually make the video on the same day that I did the work, so I'm a little bit rusty with some of the technical stuff. But yeah, basically got the character working a bit, custom, and got in some graphics. Anyway, I'm gonna get more done for next time.